Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to another quickfire topics video. So I asked you guys on Twitter, as I always do, for some topics which we can talk about. So if you want to be involved in those in the future, go ahead, follow me on Twitter, because we're getting sort of close to 4,000 followers. It'd be great to get there. You can just follow me for updates on things. First off, I want to say I've started uploading again on my second channel, LazerzZ. There'll be things on there such as live streams and videos for things like building Lego, whether it be for like Star Wars or Marvel or whatever, or also doing some Yu-Gi-Oh unboxings and things, live streaming games that aren't necessarily main channel material. I'll do some topical videos, whether it be politics or news or social media, just giving my thoughts on particular things that people might want me to talk about, and other stuff as well as vlogs and whatnot that aren't appropriate for the main channel, that are just sort of like side things. That's where that'll all be, and I think it's a good place to go and explore and enjoy. And I've got a video up there right now that I put up yesterday, or 2 days ago when you see it. But I'd really appreciate going over there, see how many subscribers we can get. We've just passed 2,200, and the channel's been active for years, but it's good to see that it's slowly growing, and hopefully we can get an audience for it. And my aim for the end of this year is to actually be able to make money from that channel. I mean, it's obviously not a goal that any of you care about, but I'm saying as a personal goal for me, I'm just looking at it, even if it's just like the tiniest amount of money, I'm like, I just want to get to that threshold of 4,000 hours watched in a year and pass that threshold so that I can monetize that channel. That's sort of just like a side goal I have that'd be nice to have by the end of the year, so your guys' support will be helpful. I'm gonna start by uploading one video a week to the channel and just see where we take it. If it's successful and people like it, then maybe I'll do more than one video a week, and I can balance that out with the main channel and hopefully get a good thing going. And that should be a good time where we can sort of cultivate a nice sort of tighter community than we have here on this channel. But that's that, so go check that out, link in the description to LazerzZ. Would appreciate it. Anyways, let's get into your fucking topics. First up is Max from... I don't know why I said that, it's just Max. And he said, talk about how outdated the bad villain criticism of Marvel is, given how many good villains there's been in the MCU recently. I think that criticizing the villains in the MCU, I think it's still valid in a way, because I think if people look at the MCU as a whole, and they're like, everyone's like, oh, it's so good, they're like, but the villains are pretty shit. They are, aren't they, on the whole? I mean, we've obviously got ones like Vulture that was outstanding, Killmonger that was really great, Thanos now that's fantastic, Loki was always really very good. I mean, Hela was an interesting character, I guess. She had potential, but I don't think it was executed quite right. And then, of course, you've got the bad ones like Ironmonger and Malekith. The extremist blokes from Iron Man 3. Those are very bad. And then you sort of got the okay ones, like Ultron and... the one from Doctor Strange, where it's like, they're okay, but like, they're not that good, are they? And I think that's the biggest problem with the MCU as a whole. I don't think it's necessarily a problem anymore. I think they've really noticed and started to do better ones, like what I say, with Killmonger, with Vulture, with Thanos, and I think moving forwards, villains are going to be a lot better than they were in the past. But, as a whole, yeah, I do think, I mean, the criticism, people have done it, and they're changing based on the criticism. They can't change the old movies now, so I guess stop crying about it until it's relevant again. But, yeah, the point we're at, villains are getting a lot better in the MCU, like, a lot better, like, they've got a lot better with, like I said, Vulture, Killmonger, Thanos, etc. But, yeah, overall, looking at the MCU, that is their biggest issue, is the villains are pretty fucking shit. Until you get to the latter movie. Next up is Drafter Knave, who said, what do you want from Red Dead Redemption 2? The new trailer came out yesterday, didn't it? I mean, today. I just watched it like 5 minutes ago, and it was great. But, yeah, for you watching this 2 days. It was... Wait, no. No, not 2 days ago. Yesterday. It was yesterday for you. Yeah. I thought it was a great trailer. What I really want from this game is to push the boundaries, and I think that's something Rockstar used to do all the time. Look at when they moved from, the original Xbox and PS2 to Xbox 360, PS3 with Grand Theft Auto 4. That game still holds up pretty well today. I really love Grand Theft Auto 4, and I think they really pushed the boundaries with that game and with Red Dead Redemption 1. They've always been doing it with LA Noire, that face technology. I mean, it's outdated now, but at the time, that was incredible. And I think that that's something they need to do. This is their first game on the Xbox One and PS4, other than you can't count GTA 5 because that was built for the previous gen. They just remastered it. This is a game built for this generation of consoles, and if they do that same leap that went from San Andreas to GTA 4, Red Dead to Red Dead 2, it's like, this better be a big game. I'm not really accepting anything less than a game changer in a sense. You know what I mean? Like, my game of the year so far is God of War, and it's my favorite game of all time. It's going to be difficult for Rockstar to measure up to a game like God of War. It can't just be a typical Rockstar game. It can't just be another Red Dead. It can't just be another Grand Theft Auto, that sort of game. It's got to take this to the next level. Show us what you can do with open world games without having to convert it to an open world RPG, because I know a lot of open world games have gone from open world action games to, like Origins has gone open world RPG. You got games like Horizon, The Witcher 3, these games that are taking that formula. Rockstar need to show that they can do something different with open world. We don't want that RPG formula, because obviously it will be really strange. I mean, it could work, but it'd be strange. I think they need to take their Rockstar formula, reevaluate it, and give us something really different. We can't just have, strangers and freaks missions or whatever, and you got the main missions and you got these other things you can do. It's like, I think that's tired at this point. I think that's previous gen. I think that this game, and I think they will do it, is going to take things to the next level and be a development on action open world, instead of, just being like, oh, action open world's dead, let's move to RPG open world. It's like they're going to do something new, and they're going to reinvent the action adventure open world game, and that's really the main thing I want from them. Next up is Szechuan Pacific. That's pretty gay. What do you think would happen if Arno met Shay? What do you mean? Like, does he know he killed his dad? I need more conditions here. Is it just he's meeting him and, like, they went into a restaurant together, they saw each other, and he bumped into him, he's like, oh, sorry, mate. Is that it? Because probably nothing would happen, would it? That would be it, because he doesn't know who he is. I mean, Shay would know, right? No, he wouldn't. He didn't even know that Charles had a kid, I don't think. Yeah, nothing would happen, would it? I mean, if he knew, I'm sure he'd kill him, but, I mean, that's obvious, isn't it? Next one's from Alex, who said, 10-second review of God of War. Hang on. Okay. God of War is my favorite game of all time. It's just so fucking good. Go play it. Go play it. If you want to hear my full review and my full thoughts where I go in depth, go check out my video, God of War, the game of a generation. It's great. It's a great video. I put a lot of work into it, so go check that out if you want to know my full thoughts on the game. Next up from Noah said, your personal ranking of the Star Wars films. All right, let me think. Right, number 1 is Empire. Number 2 is A New Hope. Then, oh god, The Last Jedi. Then The Force Awakens, then Return of the Jedi. Yeah, probably. Then Revenge of the Sith, then Rogue One, then Phantom Menace, Attack of the Clones. Probably. That's probably right. I don't know. I'll change it next week. Next up from What the fuck have you done, Aussie? Is that actually you? Is that your actual account? You've okay, fair enough. Your explanation for the absence of Ant-Man and Hawkeye in Infinity War. This isn't a spoiler because they weren't in the promotional footage and art anyway. Yeah, so, I mean, we know what Ant-Man's doing because it's his movie, right? Ant-Man and the Wasp. It's after Civil War, but I think it's the same time as Infinity War, right? Have they not confirmed that now? Or is it before Infinity War? I'd say it's about around the same time, and it'll explain why he wasn't in Infinity War. Like, something will happen at the end of Ant-Man and the Wasp. It's like, this is what happened, this is what he was doing, and then his story will tie into Avengers 4, and I think maybe the post-credit scene, maybe he'll meet up with Hawkeye or something, and like, I don't know. I'm gonna get that ruined though, because the movie comes out in August here, because of the World Cup or something. I don't know. Fuck off. Next up is from Rudra, who said, review for Avengers Infinity War. What do you feel about it in the future in MCU? Funny you should ask that, because I have a video on that. I have a spoiler cast. It's an hour and 50 minutes of solid Marvel Cinematic Universe Infinity War review discussion spoiler talk. So if you've seen Infinity War, you want to know my full thoughts along with Tyler, where we discuss every detail of the movie. It's not every detail, it's a lot of them though. Go check that out. Avengers Infinity War spoiler cast. We give our thoughts on not just the movie, but the future of the MCU, our possible theories. It's a good listen if you want to just sit down, pick up your controller, play a video game, and in the background, listen to me and Tyler talking about Infinity War. It's also on iTunes and SoundCloud, so there's that. That's great. Thanks. Go check it out. That's good. Next up from Mario5380 asked, what are you most looking forward to in The Conductors? Well, I mean, obviously, okay, if you don't know what The Conductors is, Mario does these memes. You can go check him out. I'll link him in the description. He does these memes where he turns movies and stuff into community stuff. So he's on like a 4 pillars thing. So he did Iron Man, which was me, and he memes it and he like edits it, and it's beautiful. It's hilarious. And then he did Captain America, and it's George. And then he's gonna do The Conductors, where it's the Avengers, and we team up, and he memes it, so we're all in it. It's gonna be fucking. Obviously, Avengers shot is gonna be a good time. I want to see the back and forths between the characters, which are obviously the 4 pillars. I'm assuming you're going to put Ethan and Tyler in there, as Tyler will probably be Thor, and I'm assuming Ethan will be Banner, I don't know. But that's my thoughts. It's going to be good, so don't miss that. Next up from Brendan, or BQ Overlord, one of the sweet vintage lads, said, what mythological pantheon would you like to see in a future God of War? I mean, Egypt, possibly, like ancient Egyptian gods would be pretty fun, I think. I mean, they said they were considering it, but it was too serious, maybe. But I think it could be really interesting to visit, to be honest. I think that would be a really fun setting, with some really fun gods, some really fun environments, some really cool mystical things that could happen. So yeah, I think Egypt would be a cool one to visit. I mean, let's have a few Norse games first, spend a good time there. No need to rush on yet, but in the future, you know, maybe set one in Egypt. That would be pretty cool. Next up from Ate, said, do you have any games that are coming out this year that you're waiting for, besides Kingdom Hearts 3, of course? Yeah, definitely. We've got, you know, things like smaller things like Detroit Become Human that's coming out next month. That's going to be a bunch of fun. This month, actually. And then we've got, you know, the Dark Souls Remaster. That'll be a good time. As well as The Crew 2. I love The Crew. People don't know this. I love The Crew. It's such a good game. And I'm really looking forward to The Crew 2, as well as things like Spider-Man PS4 is going to be awesome. Red Dead Redemption 2, of course, is going to be great. So, you know, plenty of games coming out this year. It's going to be a fucking good year. Not to mention that at E3, we're likely going to get some announcements for some games we didn't know were coming out, whether it be something from Bethesda, Ubisoft, Sony. It's going to be fun. So this is an incredible year for video games. Nextly, from Ali, said, would you like to see another Templar game in the future? No. Addict asked, thoughts on Beyond Good and Evil 2? I think it looks interesting as hell. That game looks fucking fun. I think that I can't wait to see more footage, more gameplay, more how the game works, because what they've shown so far is sort of very early alpha stuff where it's like, this is sort of how the game works, but like it's nowhere near done. So I'm just interested to see exactly how the game is going to work when it comes out, because it does look very interesting. And I think that'll be fun. I think that'll be a ton of fun. Anyways, that was it for your topics. Don't forget to check out LazerzZ Extra, which I've linked in the description, as well as all the other stuff that I talked about, because I would appreciate it. And that's basically it. Thanks for joining me. Thanks for watching. Hit the like button. Do whatever. I don't know. I'm appreciating that you've shown up. I really enjoyed this great classic epic video. All right. See you all later on. Goodbye.